Well, good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss, and I want to tell you about my walk through the YouTube streets. So I was walking through the YouTube streets, and again, I heard my neighbors talking about the same topic, vetting. I had gone to a program where I had seen a mock session of vetting, and I saw women vet men as dateable who clearly had violent tendencies in their speech, their mannerism, their tone. It said violence to me, but I saw women rate them as dateable. And I feel like we're not good at vetting. And I would like for us to practice vetting more often as women. And these are some things that I have come up with that can help us to vet toxic and violent people out of our lives. We can vet to exclude. Vet, by definition, means to closely examine and critically take a look at someone or something. That's what vet means. By definition, we can vet a close and critical examination of someone or something. We can do that. Critical decisions are made by us every day. Closely, careful consideration is done by us every day. We can vet. We can vet to exclude so that our black femicide rate goes down. We're being killed every 5 hours, primarily at the hands of black men. And I would like that to go down, and I hope that we can practice vetting to an extent that that number does go down. So this is part 2 of my video, giving ideas and things to look for to vet people who could be deadly or toxic to you. Okay. Last time I focused more on people who had deadly violent tendencies and what it kind of looks like. So part 2, I'm going to go on to toxic people and possible some deadly tendencies. So first, I want to start off giving you a perfect example of vetting.
This man, exactly. What was his last relationship? How long ago did it end? And what was the reason for the breakup? Trust and believe me, that shit will tell you a lot. If that man sat up here and said, oh, we just broke up, we've been together for 2 years, but I just told her I didn't want to be with her no more, that nigga's a ghoster. At the end of the day, he probably gonna do the same shit to you. If that nigga's a cheater, he probably gonna do the same shit to you. If this nigga put all the blame on his ex, talking about some, oh, she was crazy as hell, I couldn't deal with it. You best to believe that man made that woman crazy as bad shit. Hey, listen. All you gotta do, men are very simple. I love men, I really do. But men are very simple. All you gotta do is listen to them. Most of the time, ladies, you don't even have to learn. They'll tell on themselves.
Okay. More of us should think critically like that when we're vetting. Okay. So some things I wanted to go over. Number 1, admission of a criminal past. We have been taught for some reason to give people a second chance. Everybody deserves to start over. They don't deserve to start over on you or on me. If they have admitted to having a criminal past and it wasn't that long ago, I'm not talking over 20 years. 20 years ago, somebody did something when they were young and dumb. If this has been within the last 5 to 10 years, any criminal past, that's somebody you vet out. You don't need that. You don't need that because it shows character issues, past or present. And you never know when it's going to pop back up. Somebody has a criminal past, vet them out. Okay? If they admitted to it, I believe that you should perform a background check on everybody you intend to come into close company with. That is a man, of course, as women. Sometimes women too. But you have to do a criminal background test. I have seen so many shows, whether it was Fatal Attraction, whether it was Love, Marry, Murder, different shows where a lot of these people that ended someone's life had a criminal past already. They had violence in their past already. And had that person done a simple background check, they might actually still be alive today. So I'm going to promote a criminal background check for anybody you intend to be in an intimate setting with. Do not do it without a criminal background check. If there's anything on there, public disorderly, any violence, any domestic violence, any history of, serious criminal past or even drug connections, that's somebody you vet out. They don't get a second chance unless you just want to gamble with your life. You can do that. If they admit to a criminal past, if you do a background check and there's a criminal past, vet them out. Okay. If you're with somebody and you notice that you feel bad about yourself in their presence, that's somebody you need to vet out. These are guys who make jokes at your expense. These are guys who give backhanded compliments. Things like, oh, I don't see how you don't smell it with that big ass nose of yours. That's a backhanded, actually, that's just flat out nasty. But they'll say, oh, I'm just joking, I'm teasing. Jokes at your expense are not funny, and that's a sign of a toxic person. Backhanded compliments. I don't usually date women your age, but you're so well kept. I don't usually date women as dark as you, but you're so cute. I don't date women as big as you, but you real sexy. Those are backhanded compliments designed to tear down your self-esteem and to make you feel bad about yourself in their presence. And they'll get worse because what they want to do is implant in you the idea nobody wants me but you, because you're dark, because you're fat, because you got a big nose, or whatever flaw it is. They pick out your age, you older than you old, anybody that makes you feel bad about yourself in their presence by making jokes at your expense or backhanded compliments. That's a sign of a toxic person. Okay, if someone is inconsistent, that's a sign of a toxic person. Cut it off from the jump. If they don't call you back when they say they're going to call you back, if they don't text you back for 2 or 3 days at a time, if they ignore you when you call them and talk to them, that's inconsistency. If they are late for a date, that's inconsistency. I wouldn't wait more than 15 minutes. The doctor's office only give you 15 minutes to be late before they cancel your appointment. I'm giving you 15 minutes to be late, and it's done. Standing you up on a date without calling you, calling out to break a date at the last minute, that's a disrespect for your time, and that's inconsistency. So people who are inconsistent and have disrespect for your time, you need to cut them off. That's a sign of a toxic person. Okay, somebody who is unapologetic. They cannot admit that they were wrong. They have an excuse for whatever happened. If you call them out on something that they were wrong about, they're not going to apologize, say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. They're going to give you an excuse for it. Or they're even going to try to blame it on you for why it was your fault, that something they did was wrong. Okay, somebody who is unapologetic, that's a sign of a toxic person. People who are selfish. It doesn't matter what happens. The most important thing is that they get their needs met. They don't care about your needs. You say, I need this, I need that. You say, I'm tired, I need help. And they don't care. They just want you to continue to do what you're doing for them. Okay, that's a selfish person. You need to get rid of them. Okay, they always want you to be there for them, but they're never there for you when it's time for them to show up for you. That's a sign of a toxic person. Okay, person is arrogant. They're conceited. They're bragging. A man that's in the mirror more than you are. People who think that they deserve more. They deserve better than you. They'll try to imply or even say, I've had better women than you. These are arrogant people. Arrogant people are toxic people. People who are always negative. Oh, you got a car, but you got a nice car, but that's not the top of the line car. Oh, I like the house, but my house is better. People who are always negative, they always have something negative to spin. Oh, she don't look that good, but her wig is old. Oh, that dress don't fit her right. Oh, they're always negative. And that goes for men and women. People who always have something negative to say, they are draining to you. That's a toxic person. You need to get rid of them, okay? People who are promiscuous. The man is telling you he's dating 2 or 3 people, or he's sleeping around with 2 or 3 people, or he admits to having had a history of sleeping numerous people. A promiscuous person, they're most likely not going to change that habit for you. It's going to continue on with or without your knowledge. But if they admit to being promiscuous, you meet them, and sometimes people ask you, when was the last time you had sex? Oh, Tuesday, and it's Thursday. And they're already trying to replace the person they were with on Tuesday. That's a promiscuous person, and you don't need to be with them. They're toxic. They're going to continue on with the foolishness. Okay. People who are thoughtless. They're totally unaware of how you feel about things. People who do things without considering how it's going to impact you. Okay. And you ask them, why would you do that? You knew that I was going to do A, B, or C. Or now because you've done that, this is what happens now. People who are thoughtless and don't care about how their behavior is going to impact you or how what they do is going to make things harder for you. Thoughtless people, that's toxic. You need to get rid of them. Okay. People who are stingy and cheap, you need to get rid of them. They're either a user or they don't think that you're worth spending money on, or they just can't afford to be dating. That's a toxic person that you don't need to be with. They're going to try to make you downgrade your desires, your abilities, what you're able to achieve, what you're able to have, what you're able to afford. They're going to try to drag that down because they're stingy and cheap. Now, this could be somebody that actually has the money. They just don't want to spend it on you. That's a toxic person. Okay, stingy and cheap people. You want to avoid them. So those are some things that I came up with. And I don't like the videos, of course, to get too lengthy. But Yeah, these are people that you want to avoid. This is a form of vetting. We can vet these men. With that being said, y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them all real.